And in one of his books called Optics, he has a section in the back called Queries. I love that, and in my podcast, we have a variant of the podcast called Cosmic Queries, and I'm inspired by Isaac Newton in this regard. It's just called Queries, and these are questions just spilled off his plate, crumbs that he didn't have time to answer, he never got around to it, just some questions. Let me just tack them onto the back of the book. One of them is, I wonder if the stars of the night sky are just like our sun, but just much, much farther away. I'm saying when you see someone, because great scientists are marked not by their answers, but by how great their questions are. Because not all questions are made equal. Here's a question. At what temperature does the number 7 melt? That's a completely meaningless question, even though the nouns and verbs are in the right order and it has a question mark. Imagine how many people have asked those kinds of questions before and spent their whole life trying to answer them. We haven't heard of any of them because they were barking up the wrong tree. Because unlike in the arts, where your creativity can be put to page, and let's take Van Gogh's Starry Night, for example. If Van Gogh didn't paint that, no one ever for the rest of the history of the world will ever paint that. If Beethoven didn't write his Ninth Symphony, no one else is ever going to write it. They're unique expressions of unique individual creativity. Okay. Whereas in science, it's nature that's the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner of an idea. So Newton was brilliant, and he did all that alone before he was 26. Somebody would have come up with the same thing, or some combination of people. So the rules are a little different in this regard. So another question that would make no sense is, what kind of cheese is the moon made out of? Let's assume that was your big question. You would design experiments to fly to the moon to check, is it camembert? Is it blue cheese? And you're just wasting everybody's time, but you don't know it at the time. His questions, I'm looking at it 200 years in the future of those questions. I say, this man is on every single question.